is up, bros? I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we are a couple of bros on a mission to give you guys the most detailed movie reviews out there with as little bias as possible. Welcome to the All Bros. This week on the podcast in 4K Spotlight, we have one new release, possibly two. Rose isn't great at planning.
Kiss my ass, asshole.
Yeah, we got one new release coming out this week. In Through the Wall, we got some not great DC news. And then there was a couple trailers that came out, so we might kind of gloss over those a little bit. And then for this week's headliner, we will be breaking down the Hulu original, The Princess. So with that, Rose, let's say we get on into it.
Let's do. That is the first time either of us has ever addressed the other one. So we're just like, let's get to it. Or have we addressed the other person before?
I'm pretty sure we've addressed the other person before.
I think you're right. I'm just stupid.
Every day, we're surrounded by media. Books, movies, art, music, games, apps, podcasts, etc., etc. With this constant bombardment, it's easy to miss great media gems in the chaos. But fret not. You've come to the right place, my friend. I'm Jason, and I love media. I invite you to check out the Mixed Media Forest podcast, the podcast where I trudge through the forests of media to find hidden gems for you, the listener. Every episode of Mixed Media Forest is chock full of fun, reviews, nostalgia, positivity, news, rants, stories, and recommendations about all things media. Again, that's the Mixed Media Forest podcast, created on Anchor Podcasting app and available everywhere fine podcasts can be found. Give it a listen. It's what all the cool kids are doing.
Alrighty, first up in 4K Spotlight, we have the new release for Sonic the Hedgehog 2. So, Rose, would you like to tell everyone where they can go and find this?
I would love to. So with this, basically you can mostly just get it anywhere you buy your movies: Best Buy, Target, Walmart, anywhere. If you're just going for the bare bones Blu-ray 4K or DVD, because does anyone still collect DVDs? Actually, you know what? I'm not going to say anything, because when they release a freaking exclusive glow in the dark slipcover for the Halloween movies, you best believe that I'm buying that shit. I think I own at least 10 versions of Halloween 2018.
I believe
I own
it.
that movie. Yeah, I own that movie way too many times. And you know what? They just released another version of that and Halloween Kills on DVD that's supposed to come with deleted scenes and commentary. And I swear if it doesn't come with the deleted ending that they had to change because people weren't the biggest fan of, I'm going to riot, because I want to see that ending. But anyway, getting back to the actual movie that does come out this week, we have, like I said, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. You can get this on just regular 4K, Blu-ray, and DVD, or you can get some exclusives. With those, we have a Walmart exclusive slipcover that has just Sonic and Knuckles facing off on the cover, which freaking this thing is badass, and I'm not going to lie, I might be double dipping on this movie, because God, I love this cover. I don't care that it's just Blu-ray. I freaking love that slipcover. And then, shocker, Best Buy is getting the Steelbook. And honestly, don't get me wrong, I like it, because it, resembles how the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 video game cover artwork looked. With Sonic and then Tails standing behind him, and then a giant red 2, and then with Dr. Eggman looming over the 2. But I would have liked it if they would have stuck with how the first movie Steelbook did, to where it's Sonic and then Sonic on the front and Eggman on the back. honestly, if they wanted to change it up, maybe work in Knuckles onto that cover, or hell, if they wanted to, they could have. Oh my God, I have the perfect what they could have done. They could have Sonic and Tails on the front, and then Knuckles and Eggman on the back. That would have, I feel that would have really worked or gone with the first movie Steelbook. I just don't like that this, like, I'm weird. Like, I want franchises Steelbooks to, like, kind of line up sometimes. But
Right.
it doesn't seem like that. Doesn't seem like that's the case anymore. But I don't know. I would have preferred that. That's just my opinion. But I mean, I already pre-ordered it. Shocker.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
What's funny is literally the pre-order went live. So yeah, I find it funny that this movie is not coming out till August. The pre-order went live when I was out in Georgia in May. And freaking, yeah, I pre-ordered it like that, and there wasn't even a freaking release date yet.
Damn.
Well, I just had to make sure, man. I had to make sure.
Dude, I'm looking at both the Walmart and the Blu-ray exclusives. I thought, so I initially only saw the Best Buy one, and I'm like, oh, well, that one wins, hands down. But the Walmart one is bitchin'.
Right? It's so simplistic, but I love it.
Yeah, I would have liked to see, Tails incorporated in there somewhere, but I think I'm just a sucker for, matchups. Matchup poses, so, oh, that looks so good. Shit. But I also really like the Best Buy one. Damn.
Now, if you could only buy one, would you be able to decide which one you would get?
Probably the Walmart.
Even though it's Blu-ray, it's not 4K?
That wouldn't matter to me.
But why?
It wouldn't matter to me as much as it would for you. It just, if I had to pick one of the covers, it'd be that one.
Fair enough.
But,
okay.
It looks so good.
Can I say how much I hate what Paramount does now with their 4Ks? Because if you want to get if you want to get a combo pack on 4K that comes with not only the 4K disc but the Blu-ray and the digital code, nowadays it seems you have to get the Steelbook if there is going to be a Steelbook, because it was the same case with Scream. That was the only way that you could get the 4K Blu-ray and digital copy in a combo pack. Whereas if you want it, you would either have to get just the 4K plus digital code or the Blu-ray plus digital code. I hate that. Why, Paramount?
That sucks.
Yeah, it's bullshit. But whatever. I digress. Anyway, so that is actually the only new release. So for the first time in a while, Caleb, I actually wasn't slacking. So kiss my ass.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. All right, moving on, getting into Through the Wall. The big news that we're going to talk about, and it's mainly just because it really sucks, is DC came out and did a lot of shitty things this week. So, alright, the first thing, so Batgirl was getting a movie. Wait, it was Batgirl, right?
Yes, yeah, it was Batgirl.
Okay, so Batgirl was getting a movie, and you heard me correctly, I said was, because they just announced that it is canceled. Even though they were in the middle of post-production for the longest time, so it was completely filmed and everything, and they canceled it.
A $90 million film just down the drain.
Yeah, well, was that just their budget for the whole thing? Because, I mean, I have to assume that they didn't spend that full $90 million, right?
That actually is for the whole thing because that also adds in a lot of reshoots that they had to do because apparently the first time that they tested the film, it just didn't go well for audiences, and now when they tried to do it a second time, it didn't go well either. So, Warner Brothers just like, you know what? F it.
Yeah. Dude, they said, like, with a big ass middle finger. Like, if you could capitalize a middle finger, that's freaking what Warner Brothers did. Like,
Take like
that's insane.
the hot dog fingers from oh my god,
Everything Everywhere.
Yeah, just take the middle finger of the hot dog finger. There you go. That's their big middle. Or you know what? Better, the freaking foam finger, but just the middle finger. There you go.
Yeah, dude, that they had so much good shit like that came out from that. Like, the actress for Batgirl was amazing.
Oh yeah.
Like, they had the formula for a good movie. What happened?
I wish I knew, man. I wish that they could just release it on HBO Max, but
I wish that like I would even appreciate, like, if they were just like, no, we're just completely done with this. Just post upload what you had. Like, that's what I'd want to see. Like, even if it was just like the individual like scenes or whatever, even if it wasn't in like a cohesive story, I would still like to see what you guys were working with.
yeah, I agree.
Like, I love behind the scenes stuff, like, so much. So seeing just the more or less like the bones of a film before you put all of like the fluff on it. Like, I would love to see that. Like, if you're like, just upload what you had so we could see what you guys were working with, because someone like damn well would finish the movie for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Someone would freaking download it and like just edit however and post it. Like, that would be the shit.
Well, it's kind of like how freaking, I guess, a fan literally took all 6 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi and just condensed it all down into a 2.5-hour Star Wars movie.
That sounds incredible. And
yeah, I don't know where you can watch it, but
or even if you can watch it,
you probably can. I'm sure that would. I'm sure even if you tried to upload it onto YouTube, it would get taken down like that.
Yeah.
Ha! Because Disney doesn't fuck around. That was a horrible Mickey Mouse. I tried.
Dude, that wasn't bad. That was not
really
bad.
Okay, well, thank you.
Dude, I'm gonna freaking save that as a clip. Oh, man. But yeah, that freaking sucks. Because it, like I said, you had a great Batgirl. You had a pretty decent villain with Firefly being played by Brendan Fraser. Like, come on.
I mean, I'll honestly watch anything with that man in it.
True that.
So, you already had my ticket sold.
Yep. So it sucks that he's not going to be back on the big screen.
Apparently, after this, a lot of people are fearing that Blue Beetle is next.
Dude, that would suck.
Yeah.
Because they have, like, the same formula. They have a great actor. They have an amazing suit concept. Or, it's not even a concept. They have an amazing suit. They have an amazing story to tell if they follow the source material. Like, you can't go wrong with it. Like, just, if they do it with Blue Beetle, I'm going to be pissed. Because I love Blue Beetle.
I unfortunately know jack shit about Blue Beetle. So
I don't know a whole lot about him.
I am going to be very sad, though, if they do cancel it for a lot of people.
So I hope they don't. I really hope they don't. And if they do, like, it's kind of one of those things, like, if they do release Blue Beetle, I'm going to be pissed off that we didn't get Batgirl.
Yeah, I feel it's kind of a slap in the face, but whatever.
Yeah, I just want to know, just like full transparency, what happened.
I do too. I mean, I'm sure we'll be getting more details in the coming weeks. So.
Yeah.
Or months,
hopefully,
whichever.
Hopefully. Then was there anything else DC related?
Yes. The other news was that after season 9, The Flash is done. That will be its last season.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Honestly, all I can say is about time. It's
the Arrowverse is officially dead.
Yeah. Like, I think Supergirl's been done for a while. Arrow ended on maybe one season too late.
I literally didn't watch it after the first season, so I've done so horrible at keeping up with the Arrowverse.
The Arrowverse, when it was in its infancy, was really good. But like I said, I think with Arrow they went one season too long. With the Flash, they went maybe one or two seasons too long. And it's just because, like, it's so hard. Like, I think superhero shows, they can be good, but you have to know when to end them.
That's true. It's very true.
Because you get to the point where you run through their entire rogues gallery, and then, like, exactly what I'm sure happened with this show. You ran through the rogues gallery, and now you don't know what to do. And, like, there's multiple seasons where the big bad is, like, a speedster, and that's only interesting so many times. And then, I think, like, out of the 9 seasons, 3 of those seasons, the main baddie was the Reverse Flash, which I'm like, that gets old too.
Did they ever, like, work on, like, other Flash villains, like Gorilla Grodd or Captain Boomerang?
They had Captain Boomerang in the first season. That's like another thing. They didn't, like, Gorilla Grodd, I think would have made a really good season villain, but they made him like a 2-part episode villain.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, it wasn't great. So they did that. Captain Boomerang was like a one-off.
That's so stupid.
Yeah.
Why does everyone, like, talk shit so much on Captain Boomerang? He's a fun villain. You can do so much with him.
It was ridiculous what they did. And so it's just they took these villains that they turned them into one-offs, and then it became like a baddie of the week show for a long time, and it was just not good. Then they started incorporating, like, these other forces, like the Strength Force and the Still Force, which is the natural enemy of the Speed Force. Like, shut up.
I have to know, though, did the guy that played Captain Boomerang, did he do it justice as much as Guy Courtney
Not even
does?
a little bit.
Real? Oh, damn.
Dude,
That
he was so
sucks.
forgettable.
Oh, that sucks. Dude, freaking Guy Courtney's only in the first 5 minutes of the Suicide Squad, and he's one of the best characters.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah, the Flash needed to end a while ago. Like, I got caught up on Netflix, and I have no desire to go back. I didn't even finish the season I was on.
Oh, damn.
Like, whatever season I was on, I was just kind of, I'm over it. And so I haven't gone back to, like, finish that. And it just kind of turned me off to try to go and, like, finish any of the other shows. Like, what I did was I was like, oh, I'm going to go back and finish Arrow. And then I did, and I was just like, okay, like, that wasn't great. And then I went and finished, or attempted to finish Flash, and I'm like, yeah, never mind. And so I was going to go to, like, Supergirl after that, and then Legends of Tomorrow. But, yeah, no desire to go finish those. The only one that I'm, like, on the fence about starting is Superman and Lois, because the first few episodes of that were pretty good. So I'm thinking about giving that show a chance.
Is that show still going, or is that one canceled too?
I'm pretty sure it's getting a second season.
Oh, sweet. Wait, so that's not considered part of the Arrowverse?
No, it technically is, because this is the Superman with Supergirl.
I don't know why I keep seeing headlines, oh, the Arrowverse is officially dead.
Well, it's because the Arrowverse started with Arrow and the Flash. And then it was like, Supergirl came after that, and then it was Legends of Tomorrow, which I don't know if Yeah, so Superman and Lois has 2 seasons already. Let's see if Legends of Tomorrow. Okay, they announced in May 2022 that Legends of Tomorrow and Batwoman were both canceled. So the Arrowverse after Flash is dead.
Shit.
Which sucks, because they had the opening for, like, some crazy good shows. But I'd like to know how those shows got canceled, but they somehow greenlit Gotham Knights, the show.
Oh yeah, that's still going forward, isn't it?
Yeah. Dude, have you seen or heard anything about that show?
Not really.
It sounds horrible.
Oh shit. When's it supposed to premiere?
Next year. So
wasn't it announced like 3 years ago?
it was. I think it was announced this year.
Oh.
So tell me if any of these characters sound familiar. Okay.
Okay.
Turner Hayes.
No.
Carrie Kelly.
Nope.
Harper Row.
Nope.
Cullen Row.
Nada.
Dula Dent.
No, but stupid name.
Stephanie Brown.
No.
And then I think you'd recognize this one, Harvey Dent.
Can't say I do. Just kidding.
That's
Two-Face.
So those are the characters of this Gotham Knights show.
I mean, I don't know DC as well as Marvel, so...
Oh, you want to know why you don't recognize any of these? Because these are all original characters.
The fuck?
Yeah, so... just for shits and giggles, who do you think Turner Hayes would be?
I'm assuming probably the Robin equivalent of what they're trying to set up here.
That was an excellent guess, yes.
Okay.
It's Bruce Wayne's adopted son.
Oh, God.
But guess what? Turner Hayes does not exist in any comics whatsoever.
Oh, good Lord.
Then there is Carrie Kelly, who she is from The Dark Knight Returns, like the animated show or movie. She's like the redheaded girl Robin with big glasses.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Don't a lot of people find her annoying?
Yes.
Okay.
Then Here's one to throw you off. Who do you think Dula Dent is?
I mean, I'm assuming she's got to be related to Harvey Dent in some way, right?
You would think that, right? No,
Yeah.
that is the Joker's daughter.
The fuck?
Yep. Dude,
Okay, they got some explaining to do with that.
Yeah, this show sounds horrible.
So is this going to be on HBO Max or CW?
It's on CW, but I'm pretty sure they're going to put everything on HBO Max. Dude, this sounds so bad, I'm not even going to attempt and give it a shot.
Yeah, I'm not either. Wasn't there supposed to be also a game called Gotham Knights, but didn't it get canceled?
No, the game did not get canceled.
Oh, it didn't? Okay, I thought it did.
No, that one comes out October 25th of 2022. And from what I've seen, it looks like it's going to be a pretty decent game.
Okay.
Did you ever play like the Arkham games?
I did. Not all of them, only a couple.
Okay, yeah. So from what I can gather, it's going to be kind of a fighting game like that. Like with those kind of same mechanics. But you can play as like different members of the Bat family. Like you can play as Damian Wayne, Robin. You can play as Nightwing, Batgirl, or Jason Todd's Red Hood.
Ooh. I'd be very interested to see how Red Hood plays.
Yeah, right. And then it's covering the like what happens after quote unquote Batman's death, and they're looking into the Court of Owls. Which, do you know anything about that?
I only know about the Court of Owls because of Batman versus Robin.
Yeah, so it's pretty much that.
Okay.
But yeah, seems cool.
I'm really excited for that Suicide Squad game, even though it got pushed back again.
Yeah, that one looks super cool. But yeah, I'm not hating on the video game, but I am definitely hating on the Gotham Knights show.
I think we already know which one's going to be a success and which one's just going to freaking flop.
Dude, I'm afraid that the show is going to affect the video game sales.
Dude, that's going to suck.
Yeah, like, could you imagine people being like, oh my gosh, Gotham Knights sucks. And then it's like, oh, then no one goes to buy the video game thinking that everyone's talking about the game instead of the show.
Gotta be like, I don't know if it's actually going to be good, but it'd be like if this Suicide Squad game came out the same time that the first Suicide Squad movie came out.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Ugh.
Yeah, that would blow. Anyway, that's everything in DC news. Anything else we wanted to cover? I mean, we got those 2 trailers, but
nothing really to talk about. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm excited to see Owen Wilson and Larry the Cable Guy back together playing Lightning and Mater, but like, it's not gonna be anything special. At least I don't think it's going to be. Like I said, it's gonna be cool to see these characters again. I'm always excited to see these characters, even though Cars 2 sucks. But I enjoy the first Cars and Cars 3. So I'm excited to see them back together again, but I'm not going to be like, oh my god, this is going to be like the most hyped series or like series of shorts I've ever seen on Disney Plus.
Yeah, this kind of gives me the same vibes that Monsters at Work did.
Oh, that's not good.
I will be checking it out because I like to give everything its fair chance, except Gotham Knights.
Didn't Monsters at Work get greenlit for a second season?
It did, and I don't know why. It was not good.
I mean, if enough people freaking watch it. I mean, they're going. Well, it's kind of like freaking you know how like some movies will do poorly at at the at the box office, but like streaming they'll do amazing. Like that's the I think I've brought this up in the past. That's the story with Encanto. Like in November, because it released in November and only made like I think $250 million. Just because COVID was still I mean COVID still is a thing, but it was still pretty big. A lot of people still weren't comfortable with going to the movies. And then when it went to Disney Plus on Christmas Eve, literally it was at the top of the charts every single week for months and months. And freaking, I think like at the beginning of the year, Bob Chapek, I think that's the Disney CEO right now, literally said, "Yeah, Encanto's our new like big franchise, and like apparently they have like huge ideas of what they want to do." I think the director like mostly just wants to do like maybe shorts, if possible. I don't know if they really want to do a sequel. They don't.
That
know
is what I would prefer for them to do. If they don't have a solid, like super solid plan for a sequel, I would rather them do shorts.
Yeah, like Disney should, or like Pixar should have done with Toy Story. Just keep doing the shorts and don't do Toy Story 4.
Exactly.
But even though I somewhat like that movie, I swear the more I like think about that movie and the ending, the more I'm like, Woody, I hate the decision that you made.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah.
We also got the, I mean, I don't know if you have a lot to say about the Andor second trailer. I know I did tell Caleb this will probably be like the first Star Wars show that I will actually keep up to date every week on, just because I know we all know that, spoiler alert, he dies, because if you've seen Rogue One, he's one of the people that gets the Death Star plans, and, because of that, they become the Suicide Squad, which is what the movie should have been called.
Pretty much.
But just because I love Diego Luna in this role, and I'm actually excited to hopefully get somewhat of a backstory for Cassian. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the fence about this show, just because I don't know if they gave I'll say this. Rogue One didn't give me enough of Cassian for me to care about his backstory. Like, personally, I care more about, oh shit, what was her name? Jin, yeah. I care more about Jin's backstory and, like, hey, what happened between her father getting taken by the Empire to the events of Rogue One. Like, what happened in between there? Like, we know that she was with Saw Gerrera, but where did that go?
It's a good point.
So, like, I that's like a lot of the backstory that I want. And so getting Andor, I'm like, not super feeling it.
How would you have felt if, out of all the Rogue One characters to do a spinoff of, how would you have felt if they did Baze and Chirrut?
Who?
The guy with the big gun and then the blind guy with the staff.
Oh, I would have loved that.
Right? Especially Chirrut. Oh my god, what is his name? What the hell is his name? Un momento, because I'm gonna feel bad not remembering his name. I think it's Don something, right? Donnie Yen. So. That's his name. Donnie Yen.
Yes. Dude, I freaking loved his character in Rogue One.
It was so good. Yeah, I want that to be the spinoff. Don't get me wrong, I'm excited for Andor. I'm actually very, very excited for this because I loved Diego Luna's character in Rogue One. But if I could choose to have another spinoff besides this, yeah, I would take a Baze and Chirrut spinoff, or just a Chirrut one, whichever. I'll take either or.
Yep. Oh, So yeah, looking forward to that. Not my excitement level. Like, I'll still watch it because I have a habit of watching, like all of my Disney Plus shows on Wednesday when they come out. So like, I'll be watching Andor alongside She-Hulk.
At least with this release, Disney isn't making the mistake to release them side by side on the exact same day. Like, starting the series off on the exact same day, because I feel that was a very bad idea to do that with Obi-Wan and Miss Marvel, and I feel that took away a lot of viewership from Miss Marvel.
I thought they had a break. Or not, like, it was, yeah, I'm pretty sure, I forget which one came out first. Pretty sure it was Obi-Wan. But
You're right, actually.
Yeah, Obi-Wan released the first two. Yeah, Obi-Wan released the first 2 episodes, and then the following week, Ms. Marvel came out.
Yes, thank you, I'm sorry. That's what it was. So, hopefully, since She-Hulk will already have 2 episodes under her belt, hopefully, they don't take away from each other's viewership.
I doubt it. I mean, it's the people that watch She-Hulk, like the people who are going to watch both of them, they're going to watch both of them regardless. Whether or not they do it at the exact same time is kind of the issue. But for me, someone who knows that I'm going to watch both shows, I'm going to knock them out at the same time.
Fair enough.
So, I mean, it won't be that big of a problem. Like, I doubt someone's going to be like, oh, I'm going to watch She-Hulk, but not Andor. Like, if they had any intention whatsoever to watch Andor, they're not going to let She-Hulk stop it.
Yeah, you know what, fair enough.
Like, that's the great thing about streaming services. You can watch both.
Hey!
Hey! But yeah, anything else, news-wise, or I think that might be it?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, well, with that, let's say we get right into our breakdown.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah. Alrighty, for this week's headliner, like we said, we will be breaking down Hulu's original, The Princess. So this movie came out not very long ago.
July 1st.
Okay, so like almost a month exactly to the day that we're recording. But yeah, so getting into this, if you have not listened to one of our breakdowns before, this is how they usually go. We have split movies into 8 different categories that we individually score to come to a final All Bros letter grade. The 8 categories that we score are story, writing, acting, character development, effects, music, costumes, and then we give it our own personal score at the very end. All of those numbers get magically added up and spit into our algorithm that gives us a Schoolhouse letter grade to compare this movie to others of a similar score. So, with that, if you have not seen The Princess, you can go check it out right now on Hulu. But Rose is about to spoil the entire movie for you, so if you listen past this point and it gets spoiled, it's your own damn fault. So,
Damn
with
right.
that, Rose, would you like to take it away?
I would love to. So, the film is... I love how they start this off. The film is set in a medieval realm ruled by a king and his queen who have 2 daughters. Oh my jeez Louise, the titular. I think I butchered that word. Jeez. God damn it. I'm off to a great start here.
And I'm pulling up the wiki.
Ah, you son of a bitch. The titular. How am I butchering this word so bad?
The titular.
It's not the titular? No, it's not that.
Titular?
I'm adding extra words here.
I'm going to look this up.
Or extra letters, not
titular.
words. Titular. Okay. The titular princess and her younger sister Violet. The princess was drilled in the fighting arts by Lynn, the niece of one of her father's advisors, with her mother's quiet approval. I feel it's jumping ahead, but okay.
Yeah, covering these freaking flashbacks first. I mean, shit. I mean, we'll get into it.
Yeah. Since the queen did not bear any sons, the king intended to wed the princess to Julius, the ruthless son of a royal diplomat who despises the king's peaceful reign, thinking that a strong king should rule with an iron fist. But the princess left him at the altar, and as a result... Okay, this is a very interesting way to type a plot for a movie. And as a result, Julius, his whip-wielding henchwoman, is it Moira? Moira, and a band of brutal mercenaries took the castle by force, seizing the royal family and their retainers. The princess is locked in the top of her castle's highest tower to await her forced wedding with Julius. When 2 mercenaries enter and prepare to rape her, she kills them. Yeah, I don't remember that being well...
That did not seem like the case at all.
Dude, you saying what scared the shit out of me?
Sorry, it's just...
No, you're good, man.
That is not the vibe that I got from those 2.
I didn't either.
Like, I thought that they just went up there to, like watch over her. And then, what's-his-face kind of got a little creepy with smelling her. But that is not the vibe that I got from those 2
that's the vibe
all.
that I did not want put into my head. So whoever wrote this Wikipedia, thank you for putting that into my brain. I appreciate it.
Yeah, what the shit was... Moving on.
She kills them and sets out to rescue her family. Yeah, I'm not saying that word again. I hate that word. After she slays several mercenaries on her way, Julius and oh my god, I'm gonna freaking butcher her name. Moira are finally alerted and send their men after her. She evades her pursuers and meets up with Lynn, who escaped the castle's sacking and joins her in her fight. Maybe it's just because it just feels more drawn out in the movie, but this this story, the way that they write this down, it's going so fast.
I know, but could you explain it any slower?
I couldn't, but in my mind, I'm just picturing that audio of why are we going so fucking fast? While trying to reach the sewers and from there the dungeons, they are forced to fight. Oh my god, Moira. I'm sorry, Moira, and Lynn stays behind to stall her. The princess frees her family, but they and Lynn are quickly captured and brought before Julius. When she continues to resist him, Julius decides to cement his claim to the throne by marrying Violet instead. Yeah, freaking pervert. Well, actually, he's a pervert the other way, too.
Okay, before you get all judgy, I don't think that he was trying to creep on the younger sister.
Fair.
I don't think he was... I don't think he was doing the same thing with, what's her name? Is she just the princess?
Yeah, it's never, I don't think she's ever called her actual name. Now that I'm thinking about it, going through the whole movie in my head, yeah, even Lynn just calls her princess.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up the cast real quick and see what she's credited as.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, she's just credited as the princess.
The fuck? Okay.
Okay. You have to remember, in medieval times, people were married off really, really young. Like, really freaking young. And so that is one reason why I'm like, like, yes, she's at that, or she was at that age, like, we have to assume that she's at that age where she's ready to be wedded off. And the reason that everyone was just, like, super hesitant, or not really digging, that he was wanting to marry Violet, the younger sister, instead of the princess, was because I don't think she was just quite at marrying age yet.
Okay, fair enough. That makes sense.
But it still would have been fine. It's a weird thing. It's just one of those weird medieval things that I kind of had to let go a little bit.
Okay.
But I do not. This wiki dude, like, I did not get the vibe that he was creeping on the younger sister. He's just like, well, if you're going to be a bitch about it, like, I'll go with the one that's a little bit more scared of me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he had any, like, interest in the younger sister whatsoever, other than her also being a princess.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Okay, so I'm just gonna restart sentence. So when she continues to resist him, Julius decides to cement his claim to the throne by marrying Violet instead. And when the princess fights back, she is thrown into the castle's nearby lake to drown, while Lynn and Violet escape through a secret door. The princess escapes the fall with her life and sneaks back into the castle, where she reunites with Lynn and Violet. The three equip themselves in a secret weapons store, and the princess and Lynn fight the mercenaries, while Violet frees Lynn's uncle before she is found and captured. Lynn is wounded fighting Julius, but the princess kills
Moira.
And I'm just not going to mention her name. She's Whip Girl now. Just kidding.
Whip Girl.
Kills more Jesus Christ. Moira, right? Did I say it right?
Yes.
Moira, and engages him in single combat. Weakened and on her knees, she bides her time while Julius gloats before preparing to kill her, and at the right moment, she wrests Julius' sword away and decapitates him. Finally convinced of his daughter's strength and dedication, the king makes her the heir to the throne and lays down a law that women in the kingdom are allowed to choose their own way in life.
Hell yeah. Oh, boy. This movie, I think, like, we explained it as perfectly as we could before we started recording. This is a shut your brain off movie. You cannot take this movie too seriously.
No. If you want a story that is pretty damn easy to comprehend, it's just a simple story of getting from point A to point B. Yeah, this is as good as it gets. Yeah.
This is a fun one. This is a really fun freaking movie.
It is. It's not groundbreaking. It's not great. It's no freaking Titanic. I don't know why I'm relating it to Titanic.
Yeah, I don't know why you're relating it to Titanic either.
This
is more like a medieval Fast and Furious movie.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. Even though I hate those movies.
Dude, this is what Charlie's Angels had the potential to be, but fell so freaking short.
Dude, they should have had Joey King in that movie.
Oh my gosh, right? Dude, seeing the shit that she was pulling off, which we'll get into with effects, damn.
Seriously. She would have been amazing.
Yeah. The story, though, it it was as basic can get. It's like, what I really appreciated about this movie was that it felt like it knew what it was.
Good point.
It knew, hey, I'm not going to be some Oscar-winning movie. I'm not going to be like the greatest in like special effects spectacles or anything. This is just I'm going to be the movie that you turn on when you have nothing else to do and you just want some background noise. And then if you want to sit down, pay attention to me, we're going to have fun. Like it's kind of like one of those movies, like that vibe from the story, because it's like super easy story. This princess, her castle has been taken over by this complete and utter douchebag, and she needs to go and kill some people, and that's exactly what happens.
I don't know what else to say besides that.
Oh, I was like, shit, I lose you.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. No, because like you summed it up very well. Yeah, like literally, her whole kingdom is taken prisoner, especially her family. She's able to get out of her restraints, and now it's up to her to save the day.
Yeah, and then they give us like little moments of, like flashbacks for character growth purposes, and just I personally feel to introduce characters. Like Lynn, but other than that, it did a little bit of growth, gave us a little bit of backstory about where she's at personally, and like how she feels about her role in this this siege. So like, when she starts talking about like, oh my gosh, this is my fault, this is my fault, this is my fault, we get a flashback. Or it's like before that, right? Like before she starts blaming herself, we get like a little bit of a flashback to this wedding day that she was supposed to have, but she leaves him standing at the altar, and yeah.
I can't remember if that's before or after.
I forget, like, but we always got a flashback right before something. So that's what makes me think that it was before.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So, I mean, it was pretty good. Like this, it kept a good flow, but this was just an action, like more than action packed film. So if it's gonna fail anywhere, it's gonna be in the story, because like we said, it's just. But it was decent enough for us to be like, okay, we get what's going on. We care about this character. We have some backstory to this character. Like, let's go. Like, it didn't focus too much on like this crazy backstory and this super deep arc. It's just like, nah, we're here to kick some ass.
Or as Mantis would say, take names. Or what is it? No. Take ass.
Kick names and take ass.
Yep. God, I fucked that up so bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that wasn't super great, but it's fine. But yeah, I don't know where I'm at with story. Like, I don't even. I don't know if I'm even in like the 70s with it. Like, it was just so basic, and it's just not a whole lot going on. So, like, this might be the lowest for me.
I would agree. I'm gonna go 65.
I might go a little higher than you, maybe like 68.
All right.
All right, moving on over to writing. It kind of had similar problems. Like, there wasn't like super deep dialogue, but the dialogue that they had overall was average. But one in particular, like, the conversation between the princess and Julius was incredible. Anytime that they were, like, talking between the two of them, I loved it.
Dude, freaking the line read or just like the whole like interaction where she's just like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be a fairy tale for me, but a nightmare for you, because literally you'll be looking over your shoulder every single night, waiting for me to see if I'll kill you." I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah. I felt the exact same way. I'm just like, this is the shit. Like, oh my gosh. She was so intimidating in that moment. I'm like, dude, you're screwed.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, sure. I mean, I know, like, right after that, he goes and says, "Oh, okay, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna marry your sister instead."
Yeah, I'm like,
but
dude, like, this is why I have to give this movie praise, because first off, he looked intimidated as hell. And I'm like, dude, like, how are you going to come back from that, bitch? Like, you just got owned. Like, you just took a verbal ass whooping in front of everyone. Like, how are you going to recover from that? And then he goes and does that where he's like, fine, I'll just marry your sister. And I'm like, oh, shit, that's how.
it's like, touche.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, shit. Because, like, I wasn't even thinking about the sister I was just like, I was like on my feet, just like, yes! Like, suck it, you douchebag! And then he freaking hits us with that, and I'm like, oh no!
It's like, well, shit.
Oh, man. Like, just that, and then when the princess and Julius are sword fighting, and he's saying, like, your parents wept the day you were born, like, because you weren't a man, and she's like, I heard yours did the same thing. Like,
dude, I shouted out, damn, so loud.
Dude, I was like, roasted. Like, dialogue like that was awesome. So I'm totally giving some prop points for that, but the rest of the dialogue, not super great.
I mean, I did like the whole when I think it was one of her first fights in the movie where one of the guys kept calling her a bitch, and I think like another couple names, and she keeps saying, "Oh, you know, watch that mouth of yours."
Yeah,
like the way that it comes full circle at the end. And I will admit the part where she's like, "Well, I'm the princess." It was kind of cool. Yeah. But that scene though, when she's just like explaining, like, "Oh, hey, you know, better watch your ass." Yeah, that was great writing right there.
Yeah, I think with those scenes where she's like saying like, "Hey, watch your language" or whatever, I don't think that was necessarily great writing. I think that was just a really good delivery from Joey King.
Yeah, good point.
So I'm giving more props to her than the writing in that moment. I think she was just able to sell it really well.
Yeah, you got a good point there.
So like with writing, I would say it's reasonably higher than the story because of those just epic moments that they had. But it just kind of falls off once you kind of get too deep, because it's like, if the dialogue doesn't have a super big impact on me, I am very attuned to just forget about it, and I couldn't tell you anything else that was said in this movie.
I can tell you one line that like the king or queen said.
Yeah, because it's like, I don't care. Like, the only things that, like, the only lines that I remember are the like, your parents wept because you weren't a man, and the speech that the princess gave to Julius. Those are the only two things that I could recall. Everything else is just like bland and average.
Yeah, I would honestly agree.
So with that, I think I'm going to be in like 74.
I'm just going to go slightly lower than you. I'm going to go 72. Not a 70E or 7E.
All right, moving on over to acting. We have a pretty decent cast. There are only like 4 main hitters with this cast, though. So the first and best, in my opinion, Joey King, who played the princess. Then we have Dominic Cooper, who played Julius. Veronica Ngo, who played Lynn. And then we have Olga Kurilenko, who played Moira. And then everyone else was just kind of like filler people.
They were alright.
Yeah, they ate, but anyway. I think we can both agree Joey King was top.
Oh yeah.
I feel like our top 3 isn't. Yeah, I feel like our top 3 is not hard. Like, I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark on who your top 3 is.
Okay.
So, or I'll say top 4 since we know Joey King's top. So Joey King, number 1. I'm gonna say your number 2 was Julius.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 3, probably Lynn.
Yeah.
And then Moira after that.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Right. Yep. Right on the nail.
Ugh. I will say the show was kind of this was Joey King and Dominic Cooper's movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They just destroyed this movie in the best possible way. Lynn and Moira, they were very unimportant roles. Like, I think you could have cut them and been fine.
I agree, but the actresses definitely made the most out of what they were given.
I'll give you that. I think the only one I didn't like was maybe Moira. I think Moira was just a little too intense. Is the word?
That's fair.
Like, she not intense. I think her intensity was fine. She's just over the top. I'll say that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
And I don't think she quite. I think they were trying to like force her into being this super cool badass, which worked in some ways, but it felt too forced.
Yeah, that's a good point. Though that whip, holy shit, that was badass.
Yeah, the whip was pretty cool. But yeah, not super impressed with her. I think she definitely may have brought the movie down for me a little bit, but I mean, Lynn was fine. She was just kind of one of those average characters that just didn't really enhance the movie, but didn't really hurt it either.
I mean, I feel this is more so in effects, but freaking when she so when she picks up bow and arrow for her final weapon, I'm like, okay, yes, I already love you even more. But when she freaking like drops her quiver, I'm like, what the hell? You still had like at least 10 arrows in there. And then she freaking turns it into a double-sided blade. I'm like, oh my god, I love you even more now.
I can't wait to talk about the effects. But yeah, she was a badass. Like, she was so freaking cool. But yeah, I think, dude, Joey King's performance in this, she was just perfection. Like, she sold everything. She sold her pain. She sold her exhaustion. Like, she sold her, like, anger and fear. Like, she is an amazing actress, and I have no idea why she's not in more shit.
Seriously.
Like, I was scrolling through her IMDb. There's not a single thing that I've seen her in where I haven't liked her, or where she hasn't been one of the better parts.
Right?
Like, I know you could probably give her shit for being in the Kissing Booth movies, but...
Oh, I didn't even know she was in those.
Yeah. But honestly, she's the better part of those movies. And then I really want to watch the movie she was in, the In-Between and Bullet Train. Like, she's had a pretty decent...
Oh, she's in Bullet Train?
Yeah. Dude, she's had a pretty busy year.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, like, she has 3 2022 movies, plus a 2022 show.
Hell yeah. That's awesome for her.
Yeah. She's been in a lot of shit. But yeah, I love her. Like, my favorite thing that she did, and it was from the trailers, was when she, like, just screamed in that one dude's face and then tackled the shit out of him.
Yes.
That was so cool. Dude, one of the trivia things from IMDb, she did most of her own stunts.
Holy shit.
They said 85 to 90% of the stunts she did.
Oh, I love her even more now.
Dude, she's incredible. If she doesn't get more action roles because of this, like, oh, like, it's so good. And it's crazy because she's, like, so petite.
Yeah.
Like, she is so freaking cool. Oh, man. Freaking love her. Where are you at with acting?
I mean, Joey King just pushes it up so much, but I absolutely agree with you that some people do bring it down. So I'm in the 80s, and I'm going to sit in the middle, and I'm going to go an 85.
I might go not much higher, but just slightly, because of how much I love Joey King. So I'm going to go to an 86.
Nice.
Just for shits and giggles, if it was just Joey King, like, what would you have given?
Oh, probably like a 95.
That's honestly about where I was at too. Yeah, like, the extras don't bring it down a lot.
Yeah. But if this was like a one-woman show, oh yeah, it'd be a 95.
Alright, moving on over to character development. This is another place where I feel the movie kind of suffers.
Yeah. I mean, it is cool seeing what happens to her at the ending, where she actually, her dad changes. Oh, hey, you actually do get to be the heir to the throne now. You no longer have to marry a man anymore. You get to be your own person. That's freaking awesome. But I feel there's not that much build up to it.
No, not even a little bit. Like, even though they did set that up in one of the flashbacks where she goes to her father in her warrior gear and kind of like, let's say, like, reveals herself to her father, like her, what we know as her true form, like being a badass warrior. Like, she's just consistent through that. Like, it's not like she's not personally dealing with any growth. It's just using skills that she was taught and lessons that she learned. I think, honestly, the only lesson that, like, you can truly say, like, oh, this is something that she learned and, like, became better at was, like, the patience, like, focus and patience thing.
That's a good point.
But even that, it's just not great. So, unfortunately, I think this is an area where this movie, it's like, I'm like barely above the story.
Yeah, honestly, I would agree. Like, I'm gonna go 67.
I'm gonna go 69. Cause
Sorry.
you're a freaking child.
I know I am. Don't remind me.
Oh, man. Alright. Next up, we got effects. Which, holy shit.
This steals the whole frickin' movie.
This entire movie's budget went into stunt choreography.
Hands down.
Now, that being said, I am going to be docking for the super not good special effects.
Fair.
To list those off before I start, like, fangirling over the stunt work. Anytime you saw scenery, looked fake as shit. Like, when she was hanging out the window, and you just see her.
That looks so bad.
Yeah, it's like anytime you're outside the castle, looked like shit. Like, that's one of those moments that stood out. And then, when that one night got lit on fire.
Oh, dude, yeah. Ugh.
Like, could that have looked more fake? And then, I'm trying to think of, like, one other thing. Those might be the big ones. It's just any outside scenery. The castle didn't look super real. But yeah, anything, like, outside of the castle and that one dude catching on fire. Everything else, though, that was stunt coordinated. The fighting alone.
Oh my god. So good.
This felt like an old kung fu movie where everything was done in, like, a couple takes.
Perfect way to sum it up.
Dude, it was so freaking good. And knowing that Joey King did most of her own stunts, like, just makes it that much better. Like,
it really does.
There was only, like, one moment in a fight where I'm like, I think it was, like, the first fight where I'm like, this doesn't feel super, like, realistic, but it quickly got over that. And the rest of the fighting sequences were just chef's kiss. Like, holy crap. Like, I can't get over it. Like, it was so good.
Me neither, man.
It didn't. I was afraid that it was going to have kind of like this Marvel syndrome where it was just shaky cam, not really, like, you couldn't really follow along with the fights. And like, you know how Marvel does, where it's like cut here, cut here, cut here, and then it's like something like crazy happens, and then cut, cut, cut. No, this was just you're following the action beginning to end. You know exactly where everyone is. You know exactly what's happening. They're not like giving you whiplash trying to follow the story.
Yeah, exactly.
One of my favorite stunts that they did was when she tackled that one guy and she like went down a couple floors, but then he landed on the ledge and she rolled off of him.
Oh yeah.
And then he like fell down like the rest of the way in that whole thing. I was afraid from the look of the trailer that she was going to go straight down the entirety of that tower and then like hit the ground and be like, yeah, I'm fine because I landed on this guy. Like, I thought that was going to be such bullshit. But the fact that it was just like what they did with it made it so good. Like, did you have like a favorite stunt or like sequence in this?
I mean, I don't know if because I mean, there's just so many to pick from, but like honestly, just like the opening one where literally she freaking breaks her thumb just so she can get out of one of the shackles, and just her beating the shit out of the two guys in that one tower, and then freaking God, what the hell is that one thing that she stabs into the guy's eye?
Oh, it was like a freaking hairpin or something.
Yeah, I think yeah. Honestly, that one I feel that scene just stands out for me with the effects with fight choreography, just because of how abrupt it was. I was not expecting them to start off that strong, and it just got better and better from there.
Dude, seriously. Like, the more dress that she lost, the better the fight sequences got.
Yeah, dude, freaking that scene where, cause like like all the promotional stuff I saw with like the posters and everything, she wasn't wearing her pearl necklace. I'm like, okay, does she ever like lose that? So the part where she freaking just yanks it off and literally throws all of the pearls down the stairs and they just all fall and trip over them. Oh, freaking great.
Dude, I didn't even care. Like, I remember that scene, and I didn't like even think about it until after the scene was over. But I'm like, there was a lot more like pearls on that than or there were not that many pearls on there that she threw.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
And I like like I said, I didn't think about it until after. I was just so like in the moment with that.
Yeah.
Just like I'm loving every second that you're doing. And then it was like after I'm like, that didn't seem right. Like, freaking loved it. Like we've said, this is a shut your brain off movie, and I caught myself a couple times shutting my brain off.
Oh yeah, same here.
And that was just one of those moments that I shut my brain off and like, oh yeah, forgot. I have to review this. But I had a blast with this. Like, just every action sequence was incredible. So, I mean, I'm able to let go of a lot of the special effects. But, I mean, it does bring it down a little bit for me. So, I think I'm in, like, the high 80s for it, though.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, honestly, I'd probably just be a couple points higher than acting. So, I'm gonna give it an 88.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it an 89 because I was just super freaking impressed with the stunt work. Like, I know that there's like there's a YouTube channel that I watch, and they have like a stuntman react, and that's one of those stuntman react videos that I want to see.
Yeah.
Like, I want them to cover the princess. That would be awesome. All right, moving on over to music. And I have an issue with the music that I want to bring up, but it also brings up an issue that I have with the trailer.
Okay.
The trailer is very deceptive. Like, have you seen the trailer for this?
I don't know. Okay, I actually have a question about that because I'm imagining a song in this movie that just would have worked perfectly, but I'm wondering now if I saw it in the trailer. Did they ever? Did they play the song "I Don't Give a Damn About My Reputation"?
Yes, it was in the trailer.
Okay. Yeah, I wish that was in the movie too.
Oh, dude. Like I said, there's an issue. Like it was a very deceptive trailer. But my issue, if you watch the trailer, this movie is played out like an action comedy. But it's not. I don't know how to explain this movie.
It is a hard one to sum up, honestly.
Yeah, it's just... It's like an action drama. Like, I want to see what they have down as, like, the... Yeah, exactly. So I just pulled up, like, what the genre of this is. It's an action drama fantasy.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, so...
I mean, don't get me wrong, it has some, giggles here and there, but nothing like, oh my god, that was the funniest joke I've seen in forever.
Yeah, but like I said with the trailer, it's very deceptive. Like, I thought I was going to get, like, the kick-ass, like, Bad Reputation song. And then I thought it was going to be, like, a comedy. Because that's how, like, they showed off all of the laughs. And just, like, the crazy moments and stuff. So it just seems, like, overly ridiculous. And like, like I said, they play it off like a comedy, and it's so far from that. This movie takes itself very seriously, in a way, but it works. I'm not too upset about it. I'm just slightly deceived, and I didn't care for that.
No, I can absolutely agree with you.
I'm watching the trailer on silent as like from the IMDb website. They also make her fall from the tower when she tackles that guy seem way further than it actually ended up being.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah. Like, if you go back and watch it, it looks like she falls down the entire frickin' tower.
Huh.
But it's only like a floor or two.
Interesting. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So, very, very deceptive trailer. But yeah, we're not docking for the deceptive trailer. If anything, it's the music. It fit. There wasn't anything too special about it. Like, what was the only song that I remember them playing was like White Wedding, right? Or did they even play that?
I don't know if they did. If they did, I didn't even recognize it. Or, like, I didn't hear it.
Yeah. So, I think music for me, just because, I mean, what we got, I heard, like, worked for everything. So, I'm like, maybe at a 6.
I would say a 6, honestly.
Yeah. Nothing too special, but it worked for the scenes.
Yeah.
What about costumes? What do you have to say about costumes?
I would say they were pretty damn good. The more she progressed into like literally just destroying the freaking her bride gown was freaking awesome. I loved it. When she added all of her like her boots and her sword holster to it, just made her look even more badass. So I feel for the time period they did a really good job costumes wise.
Yeah, I think they did a really solid job. Like, I feel like this would have been really difficult to film, at least with multiple days, because you have to take into account like the progression that her dress has.
No, that's a very good point. I agree.
Like how it starts off at like as a full blown dress and then just progressively gets worse and worse and worse. So I'm really interested to know how they handled that, whether they had like their states of progression. But yeah, everyone else's costumes, I mean they seemed good for the times, and I mean dark fantasy, or not dark fantasy, just fantasy, medieval era, like the time of knights or whatever you want to say with that. Like everything worked pretty well. The only costume that I had an issue with was probably Moira's. And
How come?
I don't know, it's just very like had a combat vibe to it, which if she was supposed to be like the right hand man to the king, like I'm trying to look up a picture of it. Okay, I think I know the issue. It kind of has like a bar maiden vibe instead of like a warrior outfit like Lynn had.
Fair, that's a good point.
So I'd say that's like my issue with hers, but it's not a huge complaint. But I think what they were able to do with the wedding dress was really good.
It really was. I loved it.
Where are you at?
I don't know if I'm like as high as a 9.
That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, I could be talked up to a 9, but I'm sitting pretty firmly at an 8.
I feel the same way, honestly. I would just give it an 8.
Yeah. Alright, last up we got our own personal score.
Who do you want to take this?
I'll go first.
Okay.
This movie is super, super fun. Like, if you just want some background noise as a movie, but still something that you can enjoy, like, watching whenever you get the chance to, this is the movie. It's a blast. It is a shut your brain off action film, and we said, this film knows what it is. It doesn't try to be something it's not, and it just feels right. So I had an absolute blast with this one. So I think I'm gonna be in like, it's gonna make it sound like I think we're gonna be at like an 83. I had a really good time with this movie.
I absolutely agree with everything Caleb said. Joey King steals this movie. This is her movie. And it's honestly just a blast. If you don't want a very complicated story, just a nice, simple story that's easy to follow, and want some good-ass action, this is definitely the movie for you. So I'm going to be slightly lower than Caleb, but I'm still in the 80s. I'm going to go in 81.
All right. Well, with that, I'm going to try something new and just kind of, I'm not, like, you know how I usually went, like, oh, like, as we grade the story, it's like, oh, that averages out to this. And then once we finish talking about writing, oh, that averages out to that. Like, you know, I'm going to do it from, like, at the end.
Okay.
Like, kind of go through each individual score. So, anyway, trying something new here.
I like it.
But, starting off with story got averaged out to a 66.5, with writing being a little bit higher, sitting at a 73. Acting is sitting a little bit higher than that, and we had that at an 85.5. Character development brought the movie back down, and we had that at a 68. The effects totally rocked this movie, sitting at an 88.5. Music was fairly average, sitting at a 6. Costumes, 8. And our personal score averaged to an 82, which brings our final Allbros letter grade for The Princess to a C+.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Definitely one of our stronger ones.
Oh, yeah.
It is sitting at a 77.93%.
I like it.
Yeah, I like that a lot. So, let's see where that puts it. Alright, so compared to other movies of the C+ range, this puts it on the exact same level as Tag.
Alright.
Yeah, puts it a little bit lower than Venom, Let There Be Carnage, which is at a 78.12. Puts it below Jumanji, The Next Level, which is at a 78.25. Puts it below Tenacious D and The Pick of Destiny, which is at a 78.28. Puts it below Godzilla vs. Kong, which is at a 78.56. And then finally puts it below The New Mutants, which is at a 78.77. Then going the other direction, The Princess is above Old, which is at a 77.87. It is above The Babysitter, Killer Queen, which is at a 77.82. It is above Wonder Woman 1984, which is at a 77.70. It is above Spider-Man, which is at a 77.49. And then it is above Aquaman, which is at a 77.3.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, I don't think it has. I think it has a pretty decent home.
I absolutely agree.
Like, I think the one that I agree with the most is it being on the exact same level as Tag.
Yeah. I absolutely agree.
Like, that is like the perfect comparison for those movies. So it's nice that those have like the exact same score.
Yeah, that's so interesting. But I love that.
Yeah, same here. So yeah, that's where the princess is sitting. So anyway, that concludes this week's breakdown. So if you guys liked this episode, want to hear more of our stuff, be sure to follow and subscribe to us. wherever you listen to podcasts. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, RadioPublic, Radio.com, Spotify, and more. You can also catch all of our episodes on YouTube. Be sure to follow us on social media if you want to hit us up with an episode idea or if you want to join us for an episode. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, which I feel we've actually been killing it with TikTok lately.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, so you can find us on all of those sites at the All Bros. You can email us at theallbroschannel@gmail.com if you want to message us directly. Or you can check out our website, tinyurl.com/theallbros, where you can find links to everything that we do. Yeah, that's like the one-stop shop for everything. Links to everything will be in the description of this episode. All right, next week. Shit. There was a movie. I forget. Hold on. There was a movie that popped up on my IMDb, and I forgot which one it was. There's one that was like, oh yeah, we can talk about this, but so it'll be between two different movies, and I'm trying to figure out what the second one was. Oh, now I know. Okay. So, this is up to you, Rose.
Okay.
It is between Jordan Peele's Nope and Prey. The Predator movie that's going to be coming to Hulu.
Okay, with Prey, am I going to be completely lost if I haven't seen any of the other Predator movies?
I am going to say no, because Prey is in the Predator continuity, is the first, is the Predator's first time on Earth.
Okay.
Or at least that's how they explain it. Like, they have a highly evolved alien predator, so it's like the Predator's first hunt on Earth is how it's being marketed. You want to just play it by ear?
Yeah, if you're okay with that. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No, you're fine. Yeah. We'll play that one by ear. So next week you can look forward to one of those two movies. But until then, this has been the All Bros Podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we'll catch you guys next week. Deuces.
So long.